Hello and welcome to Indie Cigar Review. Today I am reviewing the Gurkha Beast. I actually was not going to review this cigar, at least not for the moment, but I lit it up, experienced immediate burn problems. Something really strange happened. As you can see, it's just lit normally, it's cut normally. Nothing different or unique about anything. But burn immediately went very, very crooked. Wrapper immediately started falling off. For being a full-bodied cigar, I hardly get any smoke production, any strength, anything really at all. So far, it is a massive, massive disappointment for a $16 cigar. And it should be noted as well that $16 is a deal. I have seen these retail for upwards of $25 to $30 a stick. Now, to get them for $16 isn't that difficult, but some places do sell them for a lot more. The founder of Gurkha Cigars, Kazad Hensosha, I might be saying his name wrong, but that's how I was told to say it, so it's how I tend to say it. When he was asked to describe this cigar and what the experience would be for a Gurkha Beast, he described it in three simple rules. First, have a full stomach, it packs a punch. Second, be sitting down because it will knock you on your ass if you are not. Third, be a lover and accustomed to strong, full-bodied cigars. Otherwise, you will not be able to handle this. I will say right now, I am not accustomed to full-bodied cigars. I've had a pretty decent amount. They are not my preference, and I've had a lot more medium-bodied. Mostly, I tend to enjoy very full-flavored cigars that tend to not have a particularly strong body to them. I like darker wrapped cigars, which produced stronger bodies, generally speaking, but something of this nature is a first for me. Now, so far, this cigar is terrible. I sincerely regret spending only $12 for a pack of 5. Now, as I had said before, it was a $16 cigar. I say that because it was purchased from cigarsinternational.com. That is how much they normally retail for on cigarsinternational.com. I got a 5-pack of these, a 5-pack of another one, and a sampler pack of something else for the Gurkha Gorge Fest on cigarsinternational.com. That is a special sale that has since been expired and no longer valid. So if you want one of these, the best place to get them, from what I can tell, is cigarsinternational.com. Now, from the performance so far, the wrapper being destroyed and falling apart, the burn being very inconsistent, the draw being ridiculously tight to the point where even if I puff on it for almost a minute, I get almost nothing. No flavors, no strength, no nothing. So far, this is one of the worst cigars I've ever had. Now, being Gurkha is a premium top shelf brand, to me this is almost unforgivable and almost makes me want to stop smoking Gurkha cigars. Which, if that was the case, would be quite stupid because they have a whole humidor full of those, but it's a temptation because this is very, very bad cigar. As I said, I bought a 5-pack. I will smoke the other 4 at some point. Hopefully this is simply a dud and the others will not repeat this performance. So I will come back to you at the first third, which will be about an inch further down than what we already are at, with hopefully some significant changes and improvements, because as I've said, this cigar so far is terrible. Alright, so we are down to the first third of the Gurkha Beast. I touched it up with my torch because the burn had gotten so crooked that it was literally beginning to canoe the entirety of the cigar, including the ash. However, despite that fact, it went crooked again immediately after. Now, the beast is known for strength, supposedly. Um, there is a minor twinge, I guess, to my stomach. The minor lightheadedness of the nicotine. So, it definitely is a stronger cigar, despite my first impressions of it. However, the burn, again, is horrible. The draw is horrible. The construction is horrible. So, do we have a strong cigar here as advertised? Yes, we do. Everything else, I've had budget cigars that performed far, far better than this. The worst cigar I'd had up until this point would have to be those Flor de Filipinas Pantelas. Not technically cigars, but close enough. This cigar tops those in every way. As I said previously, I will smoke the rest of that 5-pack just to see if there's any differences, but so far, the worst cigar I have ever had. No flavor to speak of, not even a tobacco flavor. There's a charred ash type taste, and given I am this much into it, which is nothing, I am not even close to the first band, and it already has those charred flavors to it, is akin to a very poorly made cigar. The wrapper is falling off. It was not like this when I took it out of the humidor. My humidor is at a perfect 70% humidity and 70 degrees Fahrenheit currently. 70 and 70, which is perfection for cigars. And it did not look like this. However, once I lit it and began to smoke it, a thin line burned down the center of the cigar, unraveling it. I have never seen anything like that before. I do not know why that happened, what could have caused it, or if it was even intentional, but I can't imagine it was intentional. While it was very cool to look at, it destroyed the cigar. And again, after all the cigars I've smoked, I have never experienced this before. So far, I recommend incredibly highly to stay away. This is a terrible cigar. However, I will keep on smoking down to the halfway point and update you then. Then after this second band, as you can see down here, I will update as well. Now, I've had plenty of Gurkhas. Generally speaking, I'm a very big fan of theirs. So, I sincerely hope this picks up, because this is... I can't even put words into it. That Gurkha would allow something like this to leave their warehouse, to me, is astonishing. I want you to take a long, hard look at this. I have never seen a cigar do this before. I have no idea what it is, what caused it, or what the issue is. But it flowers, it goes down the actual wrapper itself without burning the actual tobacco. The smoke production is almost non-existent, and it zigzags continuously down the wrapper to the point to where I had to actually take off the band that says Beast because it began to light on fire. I wish I was making this up or exaggerating. I will still smoke the cigar all the way down to the nub, as I always do for purposes of this review. I will still smoke another Beast in the near future, just because this has to be a dud. As bad as this cigar is performing, it must be something to do with this one single cigar. It cannot be the brand as a whole or the cigar type as a whole. This is just too bad, too amateur to ever be Gurkha. Or so I keep telling myself, and I keep hoping that's the case. But I will come back to you at the ban point, hopefully with something different. But so far, it's just gotten worse. I don't even know what to say. I don't know why this is happening, how it's happening. As I had said previously, I'm just confused and horrified and almost scared to smoke this, because as much as it keeps zigzagging down and it's just intimidating, open to end up getting hurt. Either way, I will come back to you at the band point. Just past the band point on the Gurkha Beast. Cigar is beginning to split really, really badly, to the point where you can literally see it. It's very obvious. Fortunately, it stopped zigzagging down the cigar, which is good, because that really was kind of scaring me a little bit. To watch flame zigzags on something you were smoking is intimidating, to say the very least. However, it's still not a good cigar. Power wise, yes, it does pack a very great deal of a punch. However, flavor wise is pretty much non-existent. It tastes like an ashtray, I suppose you could call it. If you ever smelled your own cigar ashes, they have that very bitter, almost putrid, I don't know about quite putrid, it's hard to explain. Smoke this cigar, ash it, and take a whiff of it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Smoke any cigar and do that, and that's what this tastes like. Not good. It either goes from having no flavor whatsoever to having that flavor. Still very, very bad cigar. As you can see from this burn, it is ridiculous. Those zigzags you see in there, that almost Y-shaped blackness, is not the cigar going out. Midway through, the cigar actually began to split, like actually open up from the inside, which makes no sense. To be honest, I probably shouldn't even still be smoking that, because there is something wrong with that cigar in order for it to do that. However, I've never claimed to be the brightest bulb in the bunch. So, for the purposes of the review, I will still smoke this all the way down to the nub. However, I doubt I'll have a bad look on my face, because, as I had stated before, this cigar really has no taste. Sometimes there's a hint of ash to it, sometimes there's a bold flavor of ash to it, but generally speaking, this cigar is flavorless. However, it is not odorless. My house smells terrible. Yes, I smoke inside, probably not the best idea, but I do. And for this cigar, I regret it, because it smells terrible. I walk away and go to the bathroom, set it in the ashtray, and I can smell it, pronounced from the bathroom, 100 feet away. It's bad. So I will come back with you at the nub for the final update and the glorious end of this cigar, because I say glorious because I am not looking forward to continue smoking this cigar, and after I am done with it, chances are I will do a happy dance out of sheer joy. Down to the nub of the Gurkha Beast. I apologize for that. I just received an instant message, it seems. Okay. The burn currently looks very nice. It looks very nice because I had to touch it up because it was burning. Very interestingly. Okay. Here's the cigar. For example, actually I'll show you on a different cigar. I'll show you on a Augusta Reeves, excuse me, Factory Select. Not an expensive cigar, but I happen to really like them. I'll review one shortly, probably today actually. See this cigar? The burn on the Gurkha Beast was so bad that all of this around it was perfect. However, there was a line about that much that went straight down, all the way down to the actual nub. So I had to actually burn almost around the entirety of the cigar in order to make it even remotely smokable, because it would have kept burning downwards to my face eventually. This is the first time I have ever had a cigar do that before. I do not know what causes it, why it happened, what the issue is, but either way, it is terrible. I will smoke another Gurkha Beast in the very near future. I will in fact title this review Gurkha Beast Part 1, because that cigar is so bad that it has to be a dud. And I owe it to you, as well as to myself and the faith I have in the Gurkha brand, to give it a second try. So, I will review a second Gurkha Beast in the next couple of days. You have my word, and I pray to the cigar gods that it is not the same. Beyond having almost no flavor besides an occasional ashtray taste, the smoke quantity was almost non-existent. Strong, yes, my head's a little floaty right now. Definitely does have strength to it. However, it also has a terrible burn. Bad construction. Somehow the flame managed to zigzag the cigar. Now it looked very cool. I would love to get it on camera, but when you're smoking a cigar and it has flames zigzagging down the wrapper towards your face, it is very, very frightening. I have never had a cigar do that before. I have no idea what would cause that, but either way, it is irredeemably bad. So I will dub this cigar as a dud, dub this review as one in a two-part series of cigar reviews, and review this again shortly. I apologize for this video being 17 minutes long, but I needed to talk about all of these facts in detail. Thank you so much for your time. This has been Indie Cigar Review. As always, have a wonderful day. Be it morning, noon, or night, whatever you are doing, I hope it is fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you liked the video, hit like. If not, it's entirely up to you. If you want to hit subscribe, I'll be happy to give you a shout out in the next video. Speaking of which, thank you so much to Cutlery Lover for subscribing to my channel. I am actually a very big fan of him. I recommend you check him out. I will post his link in this channel as well as below this video. He does excellent cigar reviews, excellent knife reviews, everything you can really think of. He also has a very funny video where he eats, I believe it's called Strumming, and it's very funny. He's a very entertaining guy, very nice, very likable. I highly, highly recommend you check out his channel. I believe he has something like 105,000 subscribers, and it is well deserved. If he had 1 million, it would be well deserved. So go ahead and give this man what he deserves. Give him 1 million subscribers. If you watch this video and do not subscribe, it is your loss, because he is a damn good YouTuber. Thank you so much for your time, and once again, have a great day. I don't know why I did the peace symbol. Kind of just felt like it. Either way, thank you.